Good morning, everyone. Pastor Randy Fry, almost on time today for 7 Minutes with a Savior. Timer is running. We heard a few measures of "O Breath of Life," a great chorus that talks about God's Spirit moving through His people, moving through His church, to revive and to inspire and empower. And that's really the theme of my conversation this morning, my little nugget for today on 7 Minutes with a Savior. Right now in my personal devotional reading, I'm reading through the Psalms. Just finished a section of Psalms, and Psalm 138 at the end talks about the psalmist's prayer is the Lord will fulfill, or his statement, his confidence, I should say. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast, O love, endures forever. Do not forsake the work of your hands. The psalmist has this great conviction that God is at work in his life, and that he has a purpose, and I wonder how well we live conscious of that the Lord has a purpose for us, that the Lord is at work in our life. And the Psalm 138 is a great one. If you've got a few minutes today, pull it out and just read the whole thing. But the psalmist has this conviction, because he notices these things, that God's love and faithfulness are steadfast, everlasting, permanent. He notices and recognizes that God's name is exalted above everything, that God is above everything. He knows his history with God, and that God has responded to his call to be strengthened and delivered. He knows that God has a regard for the lowly, the people who are struggling, that God has preserved him in times of trouble. So he has a history with God that assures him that God has a purpose that he will enable to be fulfilled. And like I said, his final statement of confidence is that God will fulfill his purpose for him. And then his prayer is not to forsake the work of his hands, talking about himself. We are the work of God's hands. And God's Spirit moves through us as believers in Jesus to empower us, to provide for us what we need, to strengthen us. But it's to the end that we would fulfill the purpose that God has for us. So keep that in mind. I think that's really important. We lose sight of, we lose sight of the fact that no matter what we do, whatever our calling or vocation in life is, that it's fulfilling God's purposes, and that God is using us in whatever place we're at. Even if it's a place of struggle, God can use that. And oftentimes it's in those places that we discover God's provision the best, and God's strengthening presence the best, because we're more aware of our need. But embrace this idea, this conviction that the psalmist had, that God has a purpose for you, that you're fulfilling it even now, and that God will not forsake you as the work of his hands. Prayer concerns. Hayden Jameson is recovering from surgery, keeping him in our prayers. Gail Phipps still recovering after a fall. Back in his apartment though. Zelma Jensen had a recent stay in the hospital. She's back at the Living Community in their nursing section while she's recovering, and I think waiting for some heart surgery in the future. We've learned that Joanne Brinton is under hospice care, so please keep her in your prayers also, and her family. We are celebrating graduates this Sunday, and more about that in just a minute, but it's the closing couple of weeks of school, so we're praying for the school, just that students finish well, and that everyone is safe and the graduation goes well. So a little bit of an adjusted schedule this Sunday for Gower Christian. Mainly our Sunday schedule: Sunday school at 9:15 as always, worship at 10:30 as always, but right after worship we honor our graduates. We'll mention them also in worship, but we have a lovely meal planned for our graduates, and we want to pray for them and encourage them with some gifts as they transition into elementary school. So we honor our kindergarten graduates as they transition into junior high. So our new 6th graders we honor as they transition into high school. We honor them, and as they graduate from high school and college, we're honoring a high school graduate and a college graduate this year also, as they make steps into adulthood and careers. So we celebrate all that this Sunday, and that again during worship, and then with a fellowship meal that follows. And so no youth. That's our youth activity, is participating in the graduation banquet. So no youth group Sunday night. All right. I actually almost stuck to the time. Thanks for watching. Till we meet again online or in person, I bid you peace.